recently read an article from Realtor.com that stated that homes near top-rated schools cost nearly 80% more, but homebuyers can still find bargains by giving up one thing. Now, having had 3 children of my own, I mean, I guess I still do, but having had 3 children of my own that are all grown up now, Leslie and I, we certainly understand that getting a good education for them was one of our paramount concerns, as it is with most parents out there. So, when I read this article, I wondered, where are the prices of homes in the neighborhoods that are said to be in desirable districts here in our area? Well, I figured I'd go ahead and test this article for some of the neighborhoods in the school districts, starting with Staunton, Waynesboro, and Augusta County. Now, I'll address what the article said about finding bargains by giving up one thing at the end of the video, and what you have to give up might surprise you. So you definitely don't want to miss out on what that is. But before I have you dive into this topic with me, let's go ahead and get started right now. Hi, my name's Steph, and along with my wife Leslie, as local real estate agents here in Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys, we get text, phone calls, and emails all the time from folks just like you. And we're so thankful for those of you who've called us, texted us, or emailed us, whether you're looking to sell a home or purchase a home. It's been an honor to work with you folks, and we look for having the honor to work with a lot more of you as well. If you're interested in that, all of our information is in the description down below. We'd be happy to help. Additionally, if you like learning more about the area here, whether it's about the schools, whether it's about the real estate, whether it's about just the things that go on here, click that subscribe button, touch that bell icon so you can come along for all of our adventures. Now, depending on the ages of your children, your attention will most likely be on the entire school district, and you'll count on having good schools throughout your child's tenure in those schools. And here's the good news. The districts in our video today have good elementary and good middle schools, but our focus will really be on the high school in the district. Why? Well, because when it comes to ranking schools, it's really not as easy as it seems. There's a lot of factors to take into consideration. And for this video, I used a recent article from U.S. News and World Report that ranked 329 Virginia high schools. Now, in order to make the list of best schools in my video here in this video, the high school in the district had to be in the top third of all high schools in the state. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not other good schools in the area. As a matter of fact, I think an argument could be made to have other schools on this list in the top third as well. But like I say, the schools that I'm going to share with you today should definitely be on this list. But I'd like to hear from some of my Staunton, Waynesboro, and Augusta County neighbors. Are there other schools you think should be put on the list as well? What are they? Why should they be on the list? Comment below. Let me know. I would love to hear. And not only me, but it helps other people who may not know about the schools in our area. Now, here are the factors used to rate these schools according to U.S. News and World Report. As you can see, college readiness is the largest single component on this list. But 40% of this study also pertained to how students did on their state assessment tests. Now, I get it. U.S. News and World Report can't feel the vibe of a school, and they only rank using hard data for these schools. But those of you parents out there know that there are also many intangibles that make a school what it really is as well. I mean, it could be the quality of the teachers, the care the teachers take with the students, the classroom size, and I mean, the list could go on and on. So, if you really want to know how a school is doing, I suggest you do a couple of things if you're not already familiar with a particular school or its district. Now, first of all, or number one, visit the school ranking websites like niche.com and schooldigger.com. And when you're there, take a look at the comments parents and graduates make about the school. I mean, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, I would warn you not to get caught up too much, though, on the school specifics on these websites, because you'll really find confusing information on some of them. I mean, I've seen the same school ranked very highly on one website and low on another. And a lot of that because those are opinions of the people there about the school. But number two, for the most accurate and detailed and correct information about a school, I would recommend you visit the Virginia School Quality Profile webpage. It will give you fantastic detailed info about each school, some of which I'm going to show you in today's video. So, when talking about Staunton, Waynesboro, and Augusta County, Which schools made this list? Well, according to U.S. News, there are 2 districts in the Augusta County Public Schools. Drum roll, please. They are Fort Defiance and Riverheads, both from the Augusta County Public Schools. Now, these 2 districts really don't come as a surprise to me or anybody else here in the area. If you talk to parents with school-age children, these schools are continually on the list of the most desired districts in the county. Now, as you can see, according to this study, Fort Defiance is ranked number 1 in the county and number 96 in the state, while Riverheads is ranked number 2 in the county and number 98 in the state. Now, some school ranking websites will have Riverheads ranked higher than Fort Defiance. But the point being made here is that both schools do a great job of preparing students academically. So, let's briefly take a look at these 2 schools and their districts. First, Fort Defiance. As you can see, as I've said, Fort Defiance ranks 96 in the state out of 329 according to this report. Now, Fort Defiance actually has an enrollment around 670 students, and they do very well academically. So, how well do they do? Well, using the information from the Virginia School Quality Profiles webpage, you can see that the students' academic achievement at the school well exceeds the state expectations. Now, like I say, if you're not familiar with the school, go to the school ranking websites, read the comments, but rely heavily on the Virginia School Quality Profile website to give you an insight into the school as well. Now, a little bit about Riverheads High School. Riverheads has around 470 students, and as you can see, they too finish very well academically above the state expectations here in the Riverheads district. All right. Now, while I've told you a little bit of the information about the schools and where to find reliable information, the question for this video was, homes near top-rated schools cost nearly 80% more. Well, is that the case in each of these districts? Well, since both of these districts is located in Augusta County, I'll also throw in Staunton and Waynesboro, 2 independent cities here, to give us a baseline of the entire area. Like I say, typically the housing prices in Staunton and Waynesboro tend to be a little bit less than in the county for a multitude of reasons, and some of that is you're getting large lots of land in the county for some of the homes. But when you look at all 3 areas, 2,977 homes have sold over the past 2 years with a median price of $303,000. Now, you'll also see some additional information here on the screen as well. And as you can see, home values vary greatly, with the vast majority of those homes being with the larger acreages that I just mentioned found in Augusta County. Now, if you were to break it down by Augusta County only, you would find a slightly higher median price point of $336,000. But let's go ahead and let's use that $303,000 median price and talk about Fort Defiance. Now, here's more data about Fort Defiance. But the main number here is that the median priced home in the area served by Fort Defiance was only $320,000. So how does that measure up in that 80% more statement that was made by Realtor.com? Well, it's only an increase of 5.61%. And like I say, $336,000 in the county, it's actually less. Now, like I say, that's incredibly affordable considering Fort Defiance High School is considered one of the best in the county, and it's in the top third, actually it's in the top 30%, like so is Riverheads, in all of the schools, public high schools here in Virginia. But let's go a step further. Let's take a look at some of the neighborhoods where students who attend Fort Defiance High School actually live. Now, of course, much of the county is rural, and the majority of homes that are sold here aren't in any neighborhood at all, or any kind of subdivision. I mean, you can see that out of the 288 homes that sold in the Fort Defiance High School area, 153 of them had no neighborhood at all, and they had a median price of $350,000. However, there are multiple subdivisions in the county as well, some of which have seen more sales over the last couple of years, and they're just good neighborhoods in which to live. Now, the first one, I'll mention a few of them to you here, and the first one I want to talk to you about is the largest and has been the most popular here for the Fort Defiance area, and that is the Harshbarger subdivision in Weir's Cave. Now, If you look at the Harshbarger neighborhood in Weirs Cave, you're going to find a neighborhood that has hundreds of homes in it. It's conveniently located about a mile off Interstate 81, and it's halfway between Staunton and Waynesboro, about 15 or 20 minutes either way. Like I say, it's a very large neighborhood, but it still gives you that country feel because it's out in the middle of basically farmland. There's a lot of ranch homes in this neighborhood, and there's a lot of two-story homes as well. And one of the best things about the Harshbarger neighborhood is its affordability. I mean, it really does have some nice homes, and most of those home values are between $250,000 and $350,000. Now, most build dates are between 1974 and 2019, but most of them were built in that neighborhood between 2000 and 2009. So now the next neighborhood I want to talk about is just about a half mile down the road, still in Weirs Cave, and that is the Autumn Breeze neighborhood. Now, the Autumn Breeze neighborhood is not nearly as large as the Harshbarger neighborhood. Matter of fact, it only has about 55 homes, and they sit on lots that are about a quarter to a half an acre. Now, some homes there in that neighborhood, though, have really nice elevated views, and you can see the Blue Ridge Mountains very well. But again, it gives you a country feel, but it's a small subdivision country feel. Now, most homes in that neighborhood have values between $400,000 and $500,000, and most of them were built, well, all of them were built between 2012, and there are homes still in that neighborhood that are being built there today. So now the next neighborhood I want to talk to you about is the Bel Air neighborhood. Now, the Bel Air neighborhood is located in Verona, and if you're looking for a neighborhood of a lot of starter homes, this would be a great neighborhood for you to move into. There's a lot of 3-bedroom and one bathroom ranch-style homes in this neighborhood, and the values are only about $225,000 to $325,000. And the build dates were from 1973 to 1990. And then for our final neighborhood, I'm going to take you way into the country, into the Longfield neighborhood. Now, the Longfield neighborhood is very rural and made up of very large lots. It's considered to be it's in Cremora, but it's actually closer to the little town of New Hope. And like I say, it's very rural. It's surrounded by farmland and woods, but you definitely have a more private feel there. Home values can range anywhere from about $400,000 to $650,000, and build dates you'll find are going to be between about 1994 and 2004. Now, like I say, that's not the only neighborhoods that are here in our area, but it'll give you an idea of sampling what some of them look like. And like I say, there's plenty more choices. Those are some of the more active ones over the last few years. But now let's go ahead and let's shift our attention to the Riverheads High School area. Again, the median price in Staunton, Waynesboro, and Augusta County is $303,000. And the Riverheads High School District area's median price is $378,000. That's a little bit more, but it's still only about 25%, 24.74% above the average price of the surrounding area. I mean, that's still nowhere close to the top number of 80% that we talked about there in the Realtor.com article. And that's just one of the reasons why the Shenandoah Valley is such a great area. The cost of housing and the overall cost of living is less than the United States average, and you're still going to have access to good education for your kids. Now, like we did with the Fort Defiance area, let's also take a look at some of the subdivisions in the Riverheads area as well. First of all, out of 222 homes that were sold, 144 of them were not in any type of neighborhood. And this group saw a median price of $350,000 as well, just like Fort Defiance. So, let's talk about neighborhoods. One of the larger neighborhoods in the Riverhead area lies just outside the 262 bypass around Staunton, and it's the Spring Lakes subdivision. Now, if you've never been to the Spring Lakes subdivision, it is one of the neighborhoods, one of the subdivisions that has the most amenities to offer. As a matter of fact, there's 300 acres on which the multiple homes that sit there are, 40 acres of green space. There is an HOA there. There's tennis courts, a pool, there's ponds, and home values in that neighborhood range from about anywhere from $275,000 for some of the townhomes that are there, all the way up to about $675,000 for the single-family detached homes that are there. Now, build dates range from about 2001, and they're, like I say, they're still building today, and it gives you that nice rural area, but it gives you those amenities as well, and you're very close to Interstate 81. Now, another neighborhood that should be on the list is the Walnut Ridge neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood is kind of the split between the older neighborhood, which really isn't old, and the newer neighborhood. Matter of fact, Leslie and I recently did a video on this about 13 new homes that are being built in this neighborhood by D.R. Horton. But like I say, this neighborhood, one of the great things about it is right next to Riverheads High School, and your kids can literally walk to the high school and the middle school and the elementary school there. Now, some of the lots here also have those elevated mountain views as well. And like I say, you have the older section, the newer section, but home values range between about $425,000 to $550,000. And they're all single family homes, and their build dates began around 2014 and they continue today. And like I say, you're also very conveniently located right off Interstate 81 there, but not far right on it where you hear the noise all the time. The third neighborhood in the Riverheads district, I would say, is the Cranberry Hills neighborhood. Been 4 homes that sold there over the last couple of years. It's not a whole lot. It's not. So when you get good neighborhoods like this that come on the market, you really want to get on it. But the Cranberry Hills neighborhood is a great neighborhood. I think it's about 60 or 80 homes. And it's one road in, one road out. It has a couple small cul-de-sacs off to the side, but it's a great neighborhood for a lot of privacy. The lots there are about 1 acre lots, all the way up to 2 acre lots. And like I say, it's a great neighborhood for privacy. And another thing about the neighborhood, a lot of people walk through the neighborhood, and because of it's one way in and one way out, not a lot of traffic. Now, home values in this neighborhood range from about $400,000 to $550,000, but there's a lot that are in the 400,000s. Build dates in this neighborhood were mainly between 1993 and 2000, but they're really nice sized lots, like I say, many of them with plenty of room to expand on. Now, additionally, the final neighborhood is Collin Springs. This is a very eclectic neighborhood. If I show you a video here, you're going to see a lot of woods. That's because this neighborhood is right at the base of the Blue Ridge Mountains, and it's just east of Greenville. There's a lot of hidden homes, which gives you a lot of privacy. One main road with several side roads that go along with it. Lot sizes, like I said, they were large, between 1 and 20 acres. Build dates in here, with a couple of exceptions, are 1996 to 2005, and most home values in this neighborhood are between $200,000 and $650,000. Now, like I said, there's more neighborhoods in the Riverheads district as well. Here's a few more. But like I say, there's many, many more. These were just some of the more active ones in the area. So, if you're not familiar with the area, like I say, that should really give you a good general idea of 2 of the better school districts within Augusta County, Staunton, and Waynesboro. And of course, the great thing about living in these areas is that neither one is so expensive that most people can't afford to find a place in which to live. But at the beginning of the video, I told you that the Realtor.com article said you might have to give up some things in order to live in a better school district. Well, it's really not rocket science.
Really?
They go on to talk about things like amenities in the home, size of the home, size of the lots, and styles of the home. Nothing that you probably wouldn't have already thought of. Now, it doesn't matter where you are. Like I say, giving up things in order to get into a school district of your choice will be something that families wanting to live in a specific location would consider in order to do so. And like I say, the neighborhoods I've shown you today are only a handful of all the neighborhoods in Augusta County from which you can choose. There's plenty of homes that come onto the market in the towns and in Augusta County throughout the year, and you're likely to find a home within your means to purchase. So maybe you're interested in buying or selling a home in the Riverheads or Fort Defiance areas. As we've been able to do with so many others, Leslie and I would be happy to help you as well. Just pick up the phone, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we'll be happy to help. And also, give us a subscribe, like I say. Touch that bell icon if you'd like to see more content about Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys. And as I close, yes, a home in a great school district here in Augusta County, once again, is something that you can have for your children. So don't miss out on making this important decision. But until next time, I'll see you around town.